What I really think we need to do is start realizing that we're all in it together in terms of sharing intelligence and being much more proactive in embracing our competitive strengths in a cooperative manner to actually find ways for traditional competitors to actually work together. And I think this is something that we could do a lot better when automated at speed. And there are frameworks that already enable us to do so. It's just not happening in the sense of actually giving this type of intelligence and enriching it when we do see something. We still operate in a large part of the planet with a security based on obscurity model, and that's got to change. I think if we're really honest, we have to acknowledge that there's an enormous digital divide when it comes to cybersecurity. We still have an issue of have and have nots based on the ability to pay. The majority of the really good cybersecurity tooling that there is simply not free. Security is only there for those who can afford it. It's not made available to everyone. And the people who do provide some sense of open source or free software tooling, there's still a barrier to entry in terms of knowledge of these types of tools, and you need skills in order to simply be able to enable them. I think one of the biggest challenges that we don't like to talk about is the fact that nation states participate in making the planet less secure. And that we have a certain amount of advocacy noted in order to prevent the trickle down of vulnerabilities. So for me, the major challenges that we have in cybersecurity today are the fact that, for example, most of us use the same software and hardware, but we don't all have a very clear idea about the vulnerabilities in that software and hardware. And the fact is very simple, that there's a ripple effect. When there is a major vulnerability, it affects all of us in the same time. The responsibility for fixing those things is very often placed at the door of the user instead of where it belongs, in my opinion, with the manufacturer of the hardware and software. We need to better understand what is acceptable and not acceptable in cybersecurity operations, specifically when dealing with state actors and state actor tools.